Hello everyone, welcome to the video. What we're going to do today is we're going to use this Raspberry Pi Pico in conjunction with this LCD display and with Grok AI to make a project where we have the display will show the current subscriber count of whatever YouTube channel or channels we decide to show the count for. This is a Raspberry Pi Pico W model, so it does have Wi-Fi. So we're going to need to log into Wi-Fi. We're also going to need to have the credentials for Google's API to get the data from Google, which I've already, last night on my phone, it took like 2 minutes. And Grok told me exactly where to go and how to do it, and I followed those directions, and I have the key. So all that's done. That information, let me show you the prompt, because I've already asked Grok to design this project. And so this is my original prompt. Design this complete project. I'm using a Raspberry Pi Pico with an LCD display using the 1602 LCD.Pi library. I want the Pi to check the subscriber count of a YouTube channel once every 15 seconds and print it to the display. Network name, network password, and Google API key code will be accessed from a file that is stored in the Pi. Just give me an example of the format that file needs to be in. Extra points if you can create a custom character that looks like a YouTube play button to write on the screen. So that was the initial prompt. And yeah, we have the project overview, and here is the format of that data file that we're going to have to make. Now, it did choose to put the channel ID into that data file, which I don't want it to do. So I did ask it. This is that custom character. I don't really like that very much, but we'll roll with it for now. We might get it to change that later. So here is the first iteration of the code and instructions on how to set up, and it tells you where to connect the LCD and everything. I did ask it in another prompt one small change. I want the channel ID. This should have said ID. But it figured it out, to be in the main program at the top of the code. The other 3 pieces of data can go in the secrets file. Secrets file is what it's choosing to name that file. So now it gives me updated file format, and then it updates the code. And I think, is that the final version? Setup instructions. It gives sample output. Oh. On top row, I want the name of the YouTube channel. Is there an API call you can use for that, or will I need to supply it when I supply the channel ID? And then it tells me, good news, the YouTube data API can indeed fetch the channel name. So I don't have to worry about that. Grok is taking care of fetching channel name and putting it on the top. To identify the channel, there's some kind of channel ID that I don't even know where to get it from. I can't just use the channel name, though. I know that much. Oh, also, I thought this was interesting. 16 by 2 LCD has limited space. We'll need to handle long channel names by truncating or scrolling. For now, I'll truncate the name to fit, and then it made the code again. And before I ever touched any of this, I said, yes, if the channel name is too long to fit, a scroll will be fine. Just make sure it's not too fast or it will be hard to read. And so it did. It took that change, and this should be our final code. Well, our first version of the code right here. So I'm going to go ahead and copy that now. And then we're going to go to Thani real quick. And I'll just go ahead and paste that code before I forget to do it later. So yeah, that code is pasted in, and now we need to go ahead. Let's see, did they put the connections that we're going to be using in here? I'm not sure. Let's see. Okay, yeah, SDA pin is 16, SCL pin is 17. Okay, so I need to hook that up now. Okay, let's go ahead and get this thing hooked up. And I've got these female to male cables going to the 4 pins on the display, and yeah, I've got the color codes and everything written out here for what's what, and I also have my handy dandy little pinout chart, which you really have to have because it doesn't say what the pins all are on top there. So let's go ahead and get started. So I know from my notes that yellow is our ground, and that needs to go to physical pin 38, which is right here. Yep, double check because my vision is not the best and these things are small. All right, and then let's see, we need orange going to VSys, which is going to give us 5 volts, which this display prefers. It can barely run on 3.3, but it prefers 5. And then let's see, red is SDA. SDA is on GP16, which is actually physical pin 21 right there on the corner, and then SCL is right next to it. So those are the only hookups we really need here, and that is done. So I think what I'm going to do first, I think this is a good first step, is I had trouble before where Grok was using some other LCD library. I was using maybe something weird. I want to test it first and make sure that the display is working correctly. So let's do that first. I'm going to tell Grok, please remember that version of the code. I may want you to recall it later. For now, I have the physical connections made, and I would like you to write a quick program to test the functionality of the LCD display to make sure we are on the same page as far as the library being used. Okay, this is a good step, I think. There are some things I wouldn't do this with, but I've had specific problems with this display before. Okay, so it's got this bit of code to test it, and let me see. I'm not sure if this is going to work or not. Oh, I wasn't even showing y'all that screen. I apologize, but this is the new little test program. So we're going to go ahead and go back to Thani, and we're going to run that bit of code on the Pico. And okay, we are connected to the Pico, as you can see right here. We're going to go ahead and run this and see if it works. I think it might not. Okay, no, it doesn't work. Can't import name LCD 1602. Okay, so now what I'm going to do, this is what I had to do last time. I should probably be, let me open, this is the library that I'm using, LCD 1602.py. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to copy this library file here. And I'm going to go back. We're going to go back to Grok. Okay, Grok, I think we are using different libraries. I am going to paste the library I am using in the chat here so you can reconfigure the code to work with it. Let's see what it says. I've done this before and that actually worked. Okay, now it's telling me to go ahead and provide it. And so I'll do it here. I've analyzed, and it's a custom implementation with specific. Okay. Differences. Okay, updated LCD test program. That's what we want. And really, what I'm using like not a standard thing. Whoops, that's Arduino. We don't want Arduino. Let's go back to Fani. But this workaround is good too. So I'm going to go back to this test program, delete it. I'm going to paste the new stuff in. Look how much simpler this is. Let's see if it works though. No LCD found. Oh, LCD pins are hard-coded GP6 and GP7. Okay. This is a bad library to use then. And I'm keeping all this in because I want y'all to see kind of the process here. I've yet to write any code though. That's the main goal. Okay, so we need to be on 9 with SDA. So SDA is the red jumper. I need to move that to pin 9, which is on the other side. Okay, so we're going to count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 right there. Okay, and then GP7 is SCL, and GP7 is to the left of the other one. Okay, here we go. And yeah, I'm happy to leave this in because you know what? This is usually what we go through, or what I go through every time. Not every time, but whenever I do some of these projects, it ends up being a lot of this. So let's go ahead and upload again and see if we still get that error. Okay, so now at this point, as y'all can see, we're getting this little hello world counter program working, so running. So that means that Grok understands and I have the code set up properly. So let me go back to Grok. Okay. Grok. That is working fine now. And yes, I did move the I2C connections to GP6 and GP7. So we will need another rewrite of the main code. Your library does include, so I'll extend it with a method. Okay. Okay, here's our new code. So I'm going to copy that. We're going to go back to Fani. This is where I'm putting that code. Right here. Okay. Okay, so now we are going to go back to Grok again. And this is the secrets.txt file that we need to make. So I'm going to copy this. We're going to go back to Fani again. And we're going to make a new file. I'm going to paste that in. Then I'm going to go away for a moment, and I'm going to put in my network name, my network password, and my API key. I can't expose that. But then once we do that, I'll go ahead and show you now. I'm going to save. I'm going to save it to the Raspberry Pi Pico. Oh, it's busy. I need to stop it. Okay, try again. I'm going to save it to the Raspberry Pi Pico, and the name of the file needs to be secrets.txt. And then if I go to File, Open, then you'll see here is the secrets.txt file right here. So I'm gonna turn this off for just a second, put in my data, save it, and then we'll be back. Okay, I am back, and I do have I do have my secrets txt file saved. It's 81 bytes long. And I want to do one more little test. I want to keep things simple and kind of modular, I guess. Maybe I'm thinking about wrong, but I don't want to deal with too many things going wrong if we do encounter errors. So I have my secrets.txt file done. Can you write a piece of code to test basic Wi-Fi and API functionality before I try the complete program? Okay, it's going to make a test program, Wi-Fi and API test program. Perfect. It would be probably just as easy for me to just run the other code, but that's fine. We're going to do this. Okay, so we're going to make one more thing here. Let's upload it. Let's see if it works. It says connecting to Wi-Fi. Wi-Fi connected. Channel name error. Oh, I didn't put a channel name error. Subscriber count error. I need to put that channel ID in right here. Boom. Okay, and y'all can tell if I can do this, there's no doubt in my mind that anybody can do it. Because look at all the mistakes I am making. Okay, it's connecting to Wi-Fi. And never code. It's got that funky looking custom character that's really not very good. And it has our sub count at 14. So how cool is that? It's working. So let's see if it's really working. I'm going to go on my phone real quick, and look, I'm going to put it right here so you guys can see it. I'm going to go on my phone real quick. We're going to test this guy out because I have another channel that I can log into that I can sub to my own channel from. So let's do that now. Okay, I've got my, I guess y'all need to be a little closer to this guy to actually see it. Here we go. That's better. So I got a little glare on the screen there. Okay, so I've got my phone ready to hit subscribe on my own channel. And I'm curious to see how quickly it updates. I'm hoping it's supposed to fetch the sub count every 30 seconds, but I don't know how quickly Google's server will update. Look, there it is. I saw it. It went from 14 to 15. Now I'm curious. I'm going to do something else now. I'm going to hit subscribe and then unsubscribe. And then let's see if it. Oh, it did. Look how fast it went back down. It must have been. I must have been right near the time when it checked. Let me hit subscribe again. Come on. Look at that. How cool. That is sweet. That is success. I have never. This is exciting to me because I have never once done anything with this Google API or anything. Please rewrite the code to remove the, let's see, here we go, to remove the custom character. I think it started up a new, I think I broke Grok whenever I put in all this code is what I think happened. I think I would have to start up a whole new conversation. It doesn't seem like it has memory of it. No, I mean the program you gave me to check to display the subscriber count. I haven't given you, yeah, okay. So yeah, this is part of the beta experience, I guess. And that is one of the things that is kind of maddening, is that every time I start a Grok conversation, I have to be very explicit about the I got to do this again. This is so cool. Very explicit about the hardware I'm using. Sometimes I have to be very explicit about what libraries I'm using, but that's to be expected. It has to know what I'm using here in the real world. But then whenever, like, usually it won't lose its memory like you just saw there. But when it does, and it loses the thread or the context of everything, it kind of sucks. But what I could do is, let me do this. Not Arduino. Here's what I can do, is I don't know why I didn't think of this. So what I can do is I can just come in, copy the code that it gave me earlier, and then I am going to send you the code to edit now. All I want you to go to the Grok view. Here we go. All I want you to do is to remove the custom character altogether. It's not necessary and looks bad. Sounds good, just send me the code. Okay, there's the code. And that does have the YouTube channel ID in it. And Grok has been, sometimes it's been getting congested. I think a lot of people are trying Grok out right now and loving it. I still can't get over how cool this is. Okay, you know what? We're going to leave the video right here. The good, it wrote the code, it got everything working. We ran into some problems. We worked our way through it. The bad, Grok is getting so slammed right now that, yeah, we're kind of at a standstill. But that's going to change. That's going to change. Thanks a bunch for watching. I hope y'all enjoyed. I will give a link to the final code and the format of that data file. If y'all, oh wait, here it is. Finally, it came in. Custom YouTube play. Okay, there we go. And look, it kept the channel ID in there. Let me make sure. Okay, good. So we should be able to just copy that. We'll go back to Thani one more time. Stop, and let's run it. And look, it took the, let me go back to the all Logitech view. It took that out, the custom character out, and let's go ahead and hit subscribe. And we got our subscriber. And bad news, he hated my channel and he unsubscribed. So another thing I could do, and y'all can probably visualize this without me having to do it. I could put a little buzzer, and I could play a happy tune when we get a subscriber, and could play a sad tune when we lose one. As a matter of fact, I might do a shorter video where I just kind of show this working, and I'll include it there. So thanks a lot for watching. Bye, y'all.